In the countdown to Halloween, I will be reviewing my 45 favorite horror films ever created. In this video, we will be discussing numbers 23 through 13. The Monster Squad is a PG-13 horror comedy with a runtime of an hour and 22 minutes. It was released August 14th, 1987, and was directed by Fred Dekker. This film centers around a group of young friends who discover that monsters are actually real. The cast consists of Andre Gower, Robbie Keeger, Ryan Lambert, Brent Chalem, and Ashley Bank. The Monster Squad has received these reviews from popular outlets such as a 6.9 out of 10 on IMDb, a 3.4 out of 5 on Letterboxd, and a 56% by Rotten Tomatoes. I personally have to give this film an 8.5 out of 10, as I absolutely love this film, and I grew up with this film, and I love the storyline, the actors, and the costumes are phenomenal given its time period. A Nightmare on Elm Street is a rated R slasher film with a runtime of an hour and 32 minutes. It was released November 16th, 1984, and was directed by the incredibly talented Wes Craven. This film centers around a group of teenagers that are stalked by the killer Freddy Krueger in their dreams. The cast consists of Heather Langenkamp, Johnny Depp, and Robert Englund. A Nightmare on Elm Street has received these reviews from popular outlets such as a 7.4 out of 10 from IMDb, a 3.7 out of 5 from Letterboxd, and a 94% by Rotten Tomatoes. Personally, I have to give this film an 8 out of 10, as I think it has a very unique and terrifying concept. Ghost Ship is a rated R horror film with a runtime of an hour and 31 minutes. It was released October 22nd, 2002, and was directed by Steve Beck. This film centers around a group who discovers an abandoned ship and board it with the intention to fix it, but things quickly turn sinister. The cast consists of Juliana Margulies, Gabriel Byrne, Carl Urban, Desmond Harrington, Ron Ellard, Isaiah Washington, and Emily Browning. Ghost Ship has received these reviews from popular outlets such as a 5.6 out of 10 from IMDb, a 14% by Rotten Tomatoes, and a 2.4 out of 5 from Letterboxd. Personally, I have to give this film a 7.5 out of 10, and without a doubt, this has one of the best opening scenes I've ever seen in a horror movie ever. The Others is a PG-13 horror film with a runtime of an hour and 44 minutes. It was released August 2nd, 2001, and was directed by Alejandro Amenabar. This film centers around a mother whose children believe they're seeing ghosts. The cast consists of Nicole Kidman, James Bentley, and Elaine Cassidy. The Others has received these reviews from popular outlets such as a 7.6 out of 10 on IMDb, a 3.8 out of 5 from Letterboxd, and an 84% by Rotten Tomatoes. I personally have to give this film an 8 out of 10, as I found it to have very, very unique twists. Thanksgiving is a rated R slasher film with a runtime of an hour and 47 minutes. It was released November 17th, 2023, and was directed by Eli Roth. This film centers around a masked killer who kills the residents of Plymouth, Massachusetts. The cast consists of Nell Verlicue, Patrick Dempsey, Addison Rae, Jenna Warren, Jalen Thomas Brooke, and Gabriel Davenport. Thanksgiving has received these reviews from popular outlets such as a 6.2 out of 10 from IMDb, a 2.9 out of 5 from Letterboxd, and an 83% by Rotten Tomatoes. Personally, I have to give this film an 8.5 out of 10, as I found it to have very interesting and unique gory and death scenes. Insidious is a PG-13 supernatural horror film with a runtime of an hour and 43 minutes. It was released April 1st, 2011, and was directed by the incredibly talented James Wan. This film centers around a family who becomes the target of a malevolent entity. The cast consists of Patrick Wilson, Rose Byrne, Lynn Shay, Leigh Whannell, Angus Sampson, Ty Simpkins, and Joseph Bashara. Insidious has received these reviews from popular outlets such as a 6.8 out of 10 from IMDb, a 3.2 out of 5 from Letterboxd, and a 66% by Rotten Tomatoes. Personally, I have to give this film a 9 out of 10. The upcoming review will be of the 2nd through 5th Insidious films. I will be putting timestamps up on the screen if you would like to be able to skip to particular reviews, or if you would like to skip the reviews of these films altogether to avoid potential spoilers. Insidious Chapter 2 is a PG-13 supernatural horror film with a runtime of an hour and 46 minutes. It was released September 13th, 2013, and was directed by the incredibly talented James Wan. This film centers around the Lambert family as they believe that everything has returned back to normal, but Josh's soul is still stuck in the further, and they must require help to get him back. The cast consists of Patrick Wilson, Rose Byrne, Lynn Shay, Lee Wannell, Angus Sampson, Ty Simpkins, Steve Coulter, Barbara Hershey, and Tom Fitzpatrick. Insidious Chapter 2 has received these reviews from popular outlets such as a 6.6 out of 10 on IMDb, a 3 out of 5 by Letterboxd, and a 38% by Rotten Tomatoes. Personally, I have to give this film a 9.5 out of 10 as it's my favorite film of this entire franchise. Insidious Chapter 3 is a PG-13 supernatural horror film with a runtime of an hour and 37 minutes. It was released June 5, 2015, and is directed by Lee Wannell. This film centers around a young girl who wants to make contact with her deceased mother and seeks the help of Elise Rainier. The cast consists of Lynn Shay, Lee Wannell, Angus Sampson, Stephanie Scott, Dermot Mulroney, and Joseph Bashara. Insidious Chapter 3 has received these reviews from popular outlets such as a 6.1 out of 10 from IMDb, a 2.6 out of 5 from Letterboxd, and 56% by Rotten Tomatoes. I personally have to give this film an 8.5 out of 10. The Last Key, aka Insidious 4, is a PG-13 supernatural horror film with a runtime of an hour and 43 minutes. It was released January 5th, 2018, and was directed by Adam Robital. This film centers around parapsychologist Elise Rainier, who is called to investigate a haunted house. The cast consists of Lynn Shay, Lee Wannell, Angus Sampson, and Spencer Locke. Insidious: The Last Key has received these reviews from popular outlets such as a 5.7 out of 10 from IMDb, a 2.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd, and a 34% by Rotten Tomatoes. Personally, I have to give this film a 6.5 out of 10. Insidious: The Red Door is a PG-13 supernatural horror film with a runtime of an hour and 47 minutes. It was released July 7th, 2023, and was directed by the incredibly talented Patrick Wilson. This film centers around Dalton Lambert as he moves to his dream college and is haunted by the ghosts of his past. The cast consists of Patrick Wilson, Ty Simpkins, Rose Byrne, Lynn Shay, and Sinclair Daniel. Insidious: The Red Door has received these reviews from popular outlets such as a 5.5 out of 10 from IMDb, a 2.9 out of 5 from Letterboxd, and a 39% by Rotten Tomatoes. Personally, I have to give this film a 6 out of 10, as I still really liked this film, but I didn't feel like it was as appealing or frightening as the previous films in the franchise. Scream is a rated R slasher film with a runtime of an hour and 51 minutes. It was released December 20th, 1996, and is directed by the incredibly talented Wes Craven. Scream is a parody-inspired film designed to poke fun at the entirety of the slasher genre in general, and it centers around a group of friends who are targeted by a masked killer. The cast consists of Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, David Arquette, Skeet Ulrich, Matthew Lillard, Drew Barrymore, Jamie Kennedy, and Rose McGowan. Scream has received these reviews from popular outlets such as a 7.4 out of 10 from IMDb, a 78% by Rotten Tomatoes, and a 4 out of 5 from Letterboxd. Personally, I have to give this film a 9 out of 10 as it is the beginning of my absolute favorite slasher franchise ever created. If you're interested in watching the reviews of numbers 45 through 24, you can click the links to those videos in the description. Thank you so much for watching. This is Movie Reviews from Emma to you, and I'll see you all next time.